Welcome to the Spaceship Poeartistry, where sometimes you have to leave the earth in your mind to grab the universe gifts through poetry.
Spaceship Poeartistry Moment, Stardate, Tuesday. The Light. Hello, travelers. Today I want to ask you to think about a question that people ask, and it is interesting and sometimes funny to actually hear the responses. However, even when you laugh, oftentimes you're laughing with the person. What is that question? Well, before I ask it, I want to tell you right now, as we're about to embark travel around the universe some more from our present destination, is this: there has always been light. Light represents life, does it not? Light represents source, does it not? And sometimes persons will actually say, you see, how do you appreciate light without having darkness? That's a statement that is, I could see how many persons would feel that way. Well, just keep that in mind. I'm here to tell you that light has always been. Even in the good book where it says God stated, "Let there be light," that light still was coming from somewhere, you see, going into the darkness. Even when it was talking about creative days, it made it clear that there seemed to be pockets, if you will. Some translations will say vaults. And those vaults, or those sections, whether it was the earth, the water, or the sky, was actually lines, invisible lines, if I can use that analogy, or quantum areas. Okay, that when God made those type of separations, then he filled them with something, whether it was clouds and water and things of that nature. Then, of course, you had the universe. Well, from what I've read in the good book, when it talks about God, the one or father of the celestial lights, see, he's always been nothing but light, where there's no darkness in him. He's always been a shimmering brilliance. Even when he showed representations of himself to his prophet, you see, a prophet like Ezekiel, that chariot that he was riding, that brilliance, that stars, that glistening, whatever you want to call of this, unapproachable light, has been him, has always been, and will always be him. So that brilliance of light has always been around. And so I mentioned about those pockets of the creation days of the earth, and also really, the universe. I think about a science project. Do you remember whatever project persons had sometime of those special days in school? And I still remember them from really elementary school, where somebody would bring in a big cardboard box and it was covered up and no one could see what was in it until they opened the box and the light went in, or they turned it to the side and opened the box and the light went in. Well, I imagine the universe actually being just like this before God. He was already light. But when he started creating the universe and the earth, remember, he's all powerful, and his magnificence in the spiritual realm, it cannot be compared or even measured or even comprehended in the physical way. You see what I'm saying? And so when those things were made, I pictured the universe like being in a box, if you will, the way God was created, shielded, you see, from the spiritual realm, light at that time, you see. And so when he made even the sun, many persons will say the sun does represent another, in a physical way, a representation of God himself, his power, and how his light goes throughout. You see, source, life-saving, light, reaching way from there, coming to the earth. No, this is not idol worship or idol worship or creation worship. No, it's just an example of why we're able to look at nature and see God' magnificent power. And also, since it's hard for even a baby to understand advanced algebraic equations, it's the same way it is how it would be for us to even view God. So what does he do? He draw a picture for us sometimes of, this is how I am to you. Don't worship it, but I'm drawing your picture, since you can't see me, how I am to you. And so, with that being said, I'm going to ask you a question, and you should be able to answer it now. If you've never been able to answer it, you see, before, I'm not going to answer it for you, but the answer was all in what we just talked about. What is that question? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? This was a Spaceship Poeartistry moment. You have a very wonderful day. The Sage.